Greetings and salutations to all of you beautiful cats out there. Welcome to the official Twitch channel for Unbridled Vision. As freelance artists and content creators on various media platforms, we strive to introduce the world at large to more than just mind-blowing, imaginative artistry. We also live to encourage and inspire others to discover their own passions and embrace the talents they hold within themselves. From the traditional to the digital and beyond, we strive to bring the best we have to offer in visual arts and entertainment. Want to be part of a community that can bend your perceptions on reality? Then look no further. Subscription has its benefits as you'll be able to gain access to exclusive fan spaces as well as special content and recognition. Our subscription tiers even offer VIP access to interact with the creators here at Unbridled Vision. Whether you're just curious or the most diehard Visionaire, there is space here for everyone. Let's see what we can unleash together.
Alrighty, here we are again, and I'm having a glitchy intro video, which we'll have to fix here sooner or later. This is your host, Unbridled Vision, here for another installment of Artistic Vision. As we were before, we were working on a commission piece for a costume. As you can tell, it is of the horror variety, so spooky, scary. Yeah, any type of trigger warnings you might think of. Yeah, there you go. Be aware. Hoping to get this finished today, so that I can work on some new content here for all of you wonderful cats out there. Let's see what we can work on together, shall we? Pick up where we left off, but kind of not. This is supposed to be just a kind of a rough concept piece, so take it for what you will. On. We're still on the screen. Let's go back to normal, shall we? Hope everyone's doing well out there. And let's go through the usual rigmarole here. And that is what you're watching me work in is Adobe Photoshop, Creative Cloud. So, goes without saying, it's what the pros use. So it's what I basically grew accustomed with over time. So yeah, there are plenty of 3D programs out there that will do, with enough practice, can do just as well as Photoshop if you're I mean, again, you have to kind of work with it, and most of them I found were somewhat counterintuitive, especially after working with Photoshop for so long. So I tend to, it just got too frustrating. So for me, it was worth the investment. Bite the bullet a couple years ago and do the monthly installments, especially since it was about that time they stopped with producing hard copies of Photoshop and the Adobe Creative Suites. So you can find older versions, but you cannot get new keys for them. They no longer support them. But that was, yeah, at least 3+ years ago they did that. So in order to stay up to date, and because my talents and my needs are beyond just Photoshop, as you can tell by all the graphics and the overlays and logos and the videos and editing and audio and all that kind of fun stuff. I mean, I ended up having to get the full suite, which is again not necessarily for everybody. Your mileage may vary on what your needs are, but in terms of streaming and doing live broadcasting, and as well as recorded, not just static graphics, but animated graphics as well, I felt that I needed to work on that, or work at that level, in order to get the best quality. Pardon me, the best quality out to you fine folk. So, said, kind of finishing up what we were doing. Okay. Now, got the fur going on there. Some spatter brush going. You on with here? Huh. Yep. Much torture. That's probably like it. Okay, there's that. Now I need to do. There's a bit of a difference there, isn't it? Anyhow, let's on the head. See if I can brush. Multiply half. Let's see how that works. Where is it? Screen. Softening things up here a little bit. Giving it some of the texture. Later on to. Screen. Okay, that could work. Now I'm going to work on the torso a little bit here. Just a little bit unorthodox. Well, not necessarily unorthodox, but so we do. Since we've got a unique color here, it's a good mid-tone. With add that to the palette. That's the torsos and arms. That would be the torsos and arms layer. Thing is with Photoshop, what you gotta remember is it's all about the layers. It's like an onion. You do a lot of crazy different things, and in order to preserve what you're doing, you can have it set as layers. Depending on how you lay things on top of one another, it depends on how it looks and what kind of effects you can do. So, not doing anything particularly fancy. Nothing particularly fancy, but as far as doing what I need to do here in terms of a more traditional art piece or commission piece, yeah, so it's been pretty straightforward here. Now, since we've got that color set, and we've got the brush that's okay. I think try brush. And right this way. Keep out some of these shadows here. It's going to be really fun. Same thing here, but let's get into it. Now, using the multiply and the screen modes for the brush can be helpful when working on it's a quick and dirty way to do highlights and shadows instead of trying to pick the exact color that you need and laying it on top, or messing with opacities with white and black. Essentially, it's almost like a shorthand to use either screen or overlay for highlights. There's even a lighten function, and then there's also the multiplies and the darkens. You can even do color dodges and all kinds of really interesting things. So, but for the most part, really just kind of, if at all possible, you use your artistic talents to their maximum advantage. But if you're looking more for speed rather than accuracy or quality, if you need something done quick and dirty, then yeah, it's totally a viable way to go. It's not exactly a foolproof kind of thing, but it's a generally accepted technique as far as I'm aware. The thing about digital art is you can undo. Not like it. Take a pen stroke. Just like the rest of it, you just send it on its way. There we go. Like so. Because of the size of the head, probably adds padding up on his back shoulders here. And by that I mean if we don't build it out so it looks like the muscles belong to each other, it gives away the human form underneath. We don't want that. We want to look like a complete entity. Because eventually it's going to be built physically as a real prop. So while having as much detail as possible is beneficial, at this point in time, we just need the initial rough draft, as it were. So we can do this just a little bit faster. As if I wasn't in any particular hurry, I'd just sit there and back and forth like I have been. But I'm eager to show more of what I am capable of doing and what I've got in store and planned. As far as fun, shenanigans, and all that kind of crap. I'm trying to cut to the chase here. And while I seem very lackadaisical about the back end of this from the client's already approved, and just based off the initial design. So right now, finishing this out is just basically a formality at this point. So finish the project, get it done. And we'll go from there. And since we're on the subject of commission work, I generally have a rule when it comes to being hired for commission work, or at least something to think about in terms of commission artwork. I mean, commission anything, whether it's prop, whether it's artwork, whether it's anything. It's the Holy Trinity. People generally want it for free. They want it yesterday, and they want it perfect, optimally. While as unrealistic as that is, if someone is promising you damn near perfect next day for a ridiculously cheap sum, something is up. Just letting you know that. They're scamming you in some way, shape, or form. They're either desperate for a gig, or they're trying to fleece you for cash. Or at least they think they're hitting you up for cash. But then you also have the bait and switch of, yeah, I got the gig, and then, oh, well, and then they string you along, and you end up spending 10 times what you would have originally paid for if you actually done it, gone with someone legit. So. Honesty in business is definitely the best policy if someone is not being honest with you. And not holding to their original. I mean, shit happens, but if they're not holding to their original contract as much as possible, yeah, don't bother. So, or at least try and get out of it whenever you can, as soon as you can. And then go to somebody more reputable. Like yours truly. But yeah, like I said, sticker shock. Yeah, you always hear. I always hear the argument. Sorry, just got a massive dry mouth. Why is art so expensive? Isn't it just something you guys do in your spare time for free and blah 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 blah? And it's like no. Time is a person's most precious commodity. Whether you're an artist, whether you're a bread maker, whether you're a CEO, time is money for everybody. What is your time worth to you? Because quite simply, if you are not factoring in your time spent in terms of the value and the cost of doing a project or doing a piece of work, you are you're causing two problems, right? One is that you're underselling yourself just so you can get a gig. which means you're not going to get as much out of it as you had hoped because you're going to be spending the majority of it on your material costs, and you're going to hardly get anything out of it. On the hopes of exposure, no, it don't work that way. If you're doing it for fun and you're enjoying it and blah, 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 and you're not really caring about it, you're just sitting on your way, you can get lucky that way. However, the second half of that problem, the second half of undercutting yourself like that, is that it sets a bad precedent for that person who took the job to think that they can get away with that kind of shit. And they will do it to the next artist, to the next, on their next commission that they need. It's like, oh, well, I got it for that much. Why can't you do it for that much, right? And it's, your cost should be based off of your talent, not their budget. Flat out. Sticker shock them if you have to. Actually, sticker shocking them would be good, because then if they can't afford it, it saves you and them time and agony. And yes, it sounds like a supremely dick move. However, in the long term and the long scheme of things, if you don't hold out for the bigger, don't hold out for the $1 million jobs or whatever. Be realistic in your assumptions and knowing your best judgment on when and what the best the best gigs for you. But setting up the precedent as far as artists and commission goes, that it is a job. You need to instill in the common cultural conscience that art is an essential job, just like everybody else. Everybody can sing, but not everyone's a professional singer. Everyone can deliver the mail, but not everyone's a mailman. Everybody can fix a car, but not everyone's a mechanic. You see what I'm saying here? You can be someone's legal defense, but not everyone's a lawyer. You can help and heal somebody, but not everyone's a doctor. So yes, everyone can draw. It's a bullshit excuse to say, well, everyone can do it, because an artist puts the time in to work. In addition to what they want to say, and being able to clearly say what they want to do and have the expertise to work with the tools they have available. I can yank out people's teeth, but that doesn't make me a dentist. So calling just because you make art doesn't necessarily make you an artist, and vice versa. You can be an artist even though you're not making what everyone else considers art. So, food for thought. Bringing things done. Let's go on to the next bit here. I think we're pretty good here. I think we're gonna go to the legs next. I'm going to need a skeleton. See, this is the overall design. This weird monstrosity on stilts. There. The trick is, this is going to be under. So I've got my legs layer underneath my torso layer, so it gives it a sense of depth and perspective. Now then, that one. That's a good one. And that's normal and opacity. Brush. now here's the funny thing. Why is stuff still showing up on as far as the skeleton? Because that is one of my upper layers. So it is laying on top of everything else. You know, I have it at a lower opacity so that I can see through a portion of it, so that I'm able to keep my drawing and my proportions correct, or at least in a correct-ish manner. Catch is, have to give it the perception that this is get the torso out of the way for just a hot second. There we go. Let me just kind of build this up. And that's an interesting idea. This could work as a skirt. It's a mama buddy after all. Something to think about, maybe. Sticking this out way too far. Yeah, we have to do the same thing over here. I might have to put some foam on the front end of this, of that. We don't have any major issues as far as seeing the structure underneath. It's usually a good trick when it comes to prop making. Is if you're making a monster prop like this, chances are you're going to need. Now you could build up with, you know, bulky clothes or whatever, but actually using like carpet foam or some low density foam underneath will build it up. You can build it up big. Again, it's going to be covered up by fabric or fur or whatever. But lightweight, especially when it comes to haunted house costumes and things like that. Weight need to be a serious consideration because they will be working in those costumes for hours. Yeah. So you want to be able to keep it lightweight, easy to get in and out of. Movies are great because, you know, they work, you know, they'll sit there and chill for hours, minutes, whatever, and then they end up, you know, doing 4 seconds worth of filming, you know, maybe a minute or two, and then cut, and then they reset, and then they sit there and, you know, prime and press and make everything perfect again. Now, as far as add that there, drop it down, manage beat. See, it's actually going to be covering up the feet of the operator so that it will give the impression of knee joint, where the toes are at, and we're gonna get some nice big fluffy toe beans going on here at the bottom, and yeah, we're gonna go from there. So at this point, take this out of the equation. To screen up, and we're gonna go back to dry brushing. Lots of hanging fabric. It's torn, it's shredded, dirty. And since most of this is going to be obscured, I'm not going to be too concerned about keeping it or putting a lot of detail into it. I'm going to do pretty good solid bit of a divot there. Go back up the screen. That will fold in like so. There, look at that. Look. Oh yeah, hey. Guess what? That actually looks like it's supposed to. Alright. Now I'm probably gonna enhance a little bit as far as where the toes and my feet are, simply because, well, light and shadows, people, light and shadows. It all comes down to, it's all manipulation of light. Fine. There we go. Salt. Sorry. Got my mic kind of off to the side here. I'm trying to make sure I not bump it too hard sometimes. Go. Apply. the shadows turn this way. There, how about that? Looks like a right proper ratty dress there. Or some sort of garment. And what the final form is going to be, it's anybody's guess until we actually start working on it. But as it stands, we're looking pretty good. I'm probably going to put in a little bit more shadow right in here, just so we can differentiate between the leg and yeah, there we go. That's good. I'm also gonna go with the torso here. Same thing here. Too crazy, but go to the feet. Try to bring our wire map up. Again, now that I'm getting more of the hang of this, when you're figuring out what brushes I'm using, how I'm going about it, it's actually going a lot faster. Just kind of once you don't have to figure out how to draw something before you start drawing it. That's part of the learning process, right? I mean, you're not going to know how to do something unless you actually do it. Now, if you've done it 1.5 million times, again, that's where the expertise and the practice comes in of being a professional artist. But even still, you're going to come across plenty of people who are going to just simply throw you for a loop for what they want you to do for them. So just kind of go with the flow and see what you can do the best you can with what you got. Ooh, yeah, get some dirt splotches in there. Then I have it multiply. That's my problem. Okay, never mind. Come on, normal up for me. Come on, there we go. Thank you. And that's low mid opacity. Bring it up a notch. That'll work. So just giving the impression of blood and gore and all that jazz. Yeah, it is kind of a work in progress kind of thing. Again, design's already approved. This is more of just a shorthand or a rough idea of what to do. So trying out a few different techniques, showing off a few different things, just to get the point across. Yeah, it's more of a speed paint thumbnail kind of thing. Back. Got that taken care of. Normal. So we're moving down. Body form. Here. Break out the wireframe. Torso for just a moment. Here. Just give it a good rough once over, because right now this is a base for the fur. So, as you can see, here. With the feet size to match the forepaws to match the back paws, and vice versa. So, given it perspective and everything else, should be pretty much on point, at least for this bit of roughshod painting. All right. Throw some highlights, rough highlight, as it were, just so I can get my kind of highlight and shadow idea of what I'm doing. That. There's a bit of a highlight there. That also there. 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 Should give. You know, we generally have a rough idea of what we're doing here. Yeah, you'll do. Meow, meow. And sounds like feeding time. It's alright. We all gotta eat. Right now we're just getting the general direction of fur, nothing particularly crazy, or we don't want to override our lights and shadows at the moment. We still want us to be able to see them, so we know where we're going, keep everything on point. Everybody be laying. Layer upon layer upon layer. Light fur, dark fur. As we sit here and listen to lo-fi. So I would love to be running classical right now. This is about the closest I can come to it. Fortunately, unfortunately. Yeah, it looks a little silly, but it's kind of because you're seeing it in full. Light. Let's see. There we go. That should help. Okay, this is starting to get in my way. Let's get it out of here. There we go. And again, as I've said in past episodes, if you've been watching, which I know you all have, if you're watching this, yeah. Fur buildup is kind of a tricky thing. Yeah, there's some shorthand tricks that you can do, but they always end up looking like tricks. But one of the basic things to think about is just building up from up underneath as much as you can. Just kind of work your way. So like right now we're doing underlayment before we start doing any highlighted fur. It takes time to build it up. Clean up any strays. Again, it's not looking very realistic. It's very animated because it's only 1 or 2 layers. Most of the time when we're looking at hair, we're dealing with hundreds, if not thousands of tiny little strands laid on top of one another. We ain't got time for that. Nobody's got time for that. Unless you're being paid premium by the hour. So we gonna do pick that. Screen it up. Back. There. Screen just takes what's underneath and adds highlights to it. It's a very interesting multi-layered effect very quickly. If you're doing it correctly. I may or may not be doing it correctly. As long as it gets the point across, I really don't care. And that's kind of the point. As long as it's able to communicate what you're trying to communicate, then it's art. All you gotta do is say something. You need to be saying something. That's what makes you an artist. Be an artist with any medium, and I mean any medium. Yeah, we always talk about the warrior poet, right? That's a warrior artist. Someone who makes war their medium in which to communicate of, yeah, death is horrible, but it can also be a beautiful thing at the same time. But yeah, it really depends on what they're trying to communicate and what you read from that. Because again, miscommunications happen. They happen all the time. Especially with art, since it's highly malleable in regards to, it's very much up to the observer, not necessarily the craftsman, the artisan. The person who makes the art may not necessarily think it is art, and they just think it's utter shite and don't bother with it. But you have other people who would absolutely adore it and love it to pieces. I mean, that's kind of the cruel irony of it, is you got people that think they're what they do is hot shit when it's really kind of derivative crap, or stuff that people have done time and time again, but I'm doing it differently just because I put a different hat on it or something. I'm saying stuff with it. It's just, not buying it. Let's go with a bit of multiply here. Background. It's like cicadas. Nearly correct. 17 year swarm hit our neighborhood a couple days ago, and it is now a veritable smorgasbord. Loud noise and crunchy carcasses. up some of the dirt. Because it's more than just hair we're dealing with here. We're dealing with dirt, blood, grime. It's supposed to look nappy and nasty and not quite pretty. Now, apply. Deepen up the shadows here. It's another fun trick with furs. Just squiggle back and forth. That's do a bit of a flick. Especially if you're going to go back over it with another layer, which I think I'm going to need to. Too much about it. Go with that one. Screen. Sorry. Do you kind of have to pay attention to the direction in which you're pulling your brush strokes when it comes to fur. If you really want to sell it, right now I'm not that worried about it because most of it's going to be covered up by the foreshortening. There, but only just. Now. Wiggle back and forth, so whip, 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 whip. It takes a little bit of practice and technique to know when and where to stop on that rhythm. But when you do, just kind of work with it and go with it. It's like making happy little trees, you know? Yeah, a lot of the analog techniques that you normally use for painting, you can use digitally as long as you have appropriate tools. pen tablet screen pen monitor that allows me to draw directly on the screen with a feedback pen, which has a little spring in it that is pressure sensitive. Which again allows for precise a more analog control of the art that I'm doing here. Switch, multiply. I'm going to be a little more careful with the screen, especially with depending on what kind of colors you're using. It's dark, it'll get dark real fast. So kind of a little dab will do ya. Just bear that in mind. Works in reverse when you're talking screen and overlay. This guy here, screen, get 100% opacity there. Creates a really intense highlight. Really fast. Which this regard is not a bad idea. Okay, so I got that. Actually, good as is, but it needs to be de-emphasized. Now, got one of those fun tricks. It's to multiply. Soft multiply. Meshes those highlights down. Go back to this guy. Get on the screen. Now we're going to go back to our fur brush again. Go. Got some highlight action going on there. Let me give you guys a more overhead view here of what we got going on. So, as you can see, we've got our feet there. save our work. Alrighty. So we do have a little bit more left to go on this. I'm going to throw some shadow underneath just to give it some place to stand. But I think for the most part for right now. I'll come back for some spatter, but for the most part, I believe we are. Again, quick and dirty, nothing too spectacular. We do have the second bit yet, but I think I'm going to take a small break here. So don't go anywhere. Grab something to drink, grab a little something to eat, and we'll work on the next portion here. So stay tuned. We'll keep on going with the stuff of nightmares. Be right back. Alrighty, and we're back. We're doing the bunny project as well. We were just doing some basic discussion as far as prop making and what kind of understructure that we're dealing with. Sorry. Yep, just moving the mic a little bit so it's not bumping my shoulder. So now since we've already got what we want it to look like overall, we also have a second view. So I was hoping to have like this action shot here. Then you have your basics, standing pose. So what we do is zoom in. This around so that we have better access to it. Alrighty. Start with the arms here. I like to usually start with the mid-ground so then I can work back and forward to adjust things as needed. But yeah, as you notice, we've got stilts here, as well as arm braces here for the extensions of the anatomy. So back to this. Toe beans. Here we go. Nice big fat toe beans there. Toe beans here. And yeah, these sections are going to be wrapped in a carpet foam, such. At least that's the current plan. Anatomy down. oh my gosh, why? Can't see what you're doing. Yeah, it's a little difficult to see at the moment, but I'll show you something a little fun here in a moment. And where I want the sleeves to stop is right over the hands, and we want some overlap between the fur and the cloth. More than just because of the maker's lines, crafting lines, makeup lines, those types of things, stuff that give away the idea of that's a prop, that it's gives away the illusion. We don't want to give away the illusion. So. Got that. Da-da-da. This around, like so. With that, I think we can get rid of our armature over here. There we go. First. Yes, I'm doing the whooshy pen strokes, which is a back and front pen stroke. I've actually called it the whooshy because whoosh. So call it whatever you want. This is my show. I get to call it whatever I want. So it's the whooshy brush technique. So. Wish. That. And yeah, cramps the hand. My hand's been kind of tired today, so I don't know how much longer I'm going to be doing this. We've been having a good run today. It's a little we just broke the 2-hour mark. So we may just put in another hour or so if I can last that long, or if this project lasts that long. I'm actually making really good time today. Hands cramping, but I will still draw for you fine folk. This is where we separate amateurs from the... When you're drawing while it hurts, yeah, you got a next level. That's your next level of dedication there. Even when it's not fun, you're still drawing. That's when you start That's when you start developing the chops from going amateur to pro. Amateurs, it's just fun. Great. I'm having fun. When it's no longer fun, you're like, yeah, I don't want to do this anymore. Which, again, you have that luxury as amateur. When you're going pro and you're using it as your full-on livelihood, you can't exactly, be like, I'm just not feeling it today. Because, you gotta earn a paycheck because capitalism. So, because it's a thing. As much as it's a pain in our collective asses, it's still a thing. So, you work, you get paid. Or if you want to get paid, you want to work. If you want an artist to work for you, if you want someone to work for you, then they must be paid. And don't just pay them what as cheating people out of as little as possible, just so you look good on a bottom line on a spreadsheet. There's a special realm in hell for people like that. The majority of our collective misery could be absolutely remedied if we were to get a little fiscal equity going on. But that's just my personal opinion on the matter. Normal. Wishy again. Wishy. Swish. Yeah, and then looks really janky right now because I am tired, and B, it is the underlayer. It takes a while to build in the full nonsense. Again, as quickly as I can to finish this project so that I can work on new content for all you fine cats out there. Why I use the term cats, and I've explained it before, but not only is it a little bit of a hipster reference, it's kind of gender neutral because a cat is a cat is a cat. Cats are anything they want to be. So yeah, a lot of people are unsure whether or not to call someone one thing or the other. Go, hey cat, here we are. How you guys doing today? Yeah, catch you cats next time. Push going. sore. But it is what it is, and I want to work my absolute minimum. A show is a show. Keep on going. Oops, pardon me, got that bump. But yeah, I mean, as far as, you know, art and life and all those fun things, it's always best to find your own answers. But if life doesn't give you the time, then that's a problem with the system. If you're too busy just trying to survive, then are you really living? So, okay, so keep on moving here, moving and grooving. Right. Awesome. Let's keep going. And yeah, you can't just do a couple brush strokes and be like, ah! Yeah, it's all kinds of work to do what you need to do in order to get. Yeah, with all the fancy brushes and bristles, and there's a lot of ways that you can shortcut or abbreviate or abridge what you're doing. But in the grand scheme of things, no shortcut doesn't account for actual work. Just because you finish doesn't mean you know, finishing strong is a lot better than just plain old finishing. Man, my it's really not being friendly today. Let's do all this fur. It's a lot of short, strong strokes that require a certain amount of pen pressure. I'll pull it off. I mean, here, you got your. It's just very small, lightweight, and pressure, right? Why do you want it so light? It's so that you can build it up. You want to build as you go, nice and slow. Wooshy wooshy allows you more fluid directionality when it comes to fur and hair, especially when you're doing short hair. Like, and this isn't exactly short hair, but you know, it's cramping. Yeah, you kind of want to go slow. You want to build things up as you go. Building things up as you go allows you to dial it back if you need to. Stop while you're ahead, or just find places. not too concerned about brush direction and how the hair is flowing, as long as it's in a realistic fashion for matted and nasty ass hair. So gravity does take into effect, as well as light. And yeah, there's probably quicker tricks. But honestly, I'm doing what I know and know how to do it. So. And again, I'm also thinking about the output. I'm trying to create a realistic or reasonably realistic output here. So cartoon bunny, not in the cards, because this will end up being a live prop. So this is more concept art designing than it is anything else. So too long, you want to keep straight. Similarly, it's the consistency of the stroke that gives the impression. Yeah, we're not going to do screen on that one. Normal. Create some definition here. Wishy. Now, let's go back to this. Wishy brush technique. Okay. It's looking pretty nappy. Again, we're dealing with blood-ridden, gore-infested, dirt-infested, ratty-ass monster rabbit furs. go. Wishy wishy brush technique, wishy wishy brush technique. Now, back in. Cover all that up. Because you can totally think you got it covered up. You really don't. So it'll come through. If you're not meaning it to. Oh, come on. My hands are really tired. Really fast. 2. That'd be 2 hours and 22 minutes. So, I'm actually speeding up my arting process. Which is actually kind of one of the reasons why I wanted to start streaming in the first place, so that I can improve my technique and be obligated to produce output. Precisely what I'm doing. Brush technique. Something fierce. Okay. Still gotta work through this though. It's weight training for my hands. shade things a little bit. Tighter. Plot. To Two and a half in, going on 3. We're gonna have to, or at least we're the fabric end of things. This is a little trickier. Trying to emulate wrinkles in fabric. It's tricky, but there's things to watch out for. Gravity and light and all those fun little physics. Also the stiffness of the fabric, how it lays across the body, as well as what kind of light is being projected onto it as well. So, a lot to think about. Most of which is intrinsically known, as long as you've paid attention to what you've drawn in the past. Use it as not necessarily a copy, but use it as a reference, an internal reference, so that you can reproduce realistic results when you need to, or to produce more convincing fabric and animation, or in other illustrations. So, I'm not sure how much further I'm going to be able to go today. It's exhausting. My hands are already in pain, but I'm still going at it for you fine folk. I'll figure it out. Actually, yeah, I'm running out of steam at this point. And on that note, my hand is telling me to stop. So I will start doing closing ceremonies here. This will take a little while because there's plenty to get through. There's been a community challenge that we've had for a while for BLM, which I thank you for all of you that have contributed. Pardon me. You know, it's the this week is the one year anniversary of yeah. I don't think I have to mention it, but George Floyd. In about 2 days, it'll mark the 1 year anniversary. The death of George Floyd. We'll also be getting Pride Month here in another couple of weeks. As well as, various other, we got Star Wars 1 year, or 40 44th anniversary. Ooh, sorry, I keep bumping that microphone. There's a lot going on. But as far as the channel specifically, please feel free to check out unbridledvision.com. There you'll find a merch page, as well as a link or a portal to watch this very show. There's also the Twitter feed there, as well as the ICS or immediate channel support link there, which allows you to support the stream in a more immediate and short-term fashion. But should you wish to contribute over the long haul, we are an affiliated channel here at Unbridled Vision. Artistic Vision is just one show. Next week is going to be Gamer Vision. Same time slot. It's just, it will continue Mass Effect as we did last week. The story is just gearing up, so if you want to keep track of that, the video for this show will be posted by this coming Friday. I believe that is on the 28th. So if you want to rewatch this channel for free at your leisure, you can go to Unbridled Vision right there on YouTube, and it'll be posted there. Should you wish to watch it prior to that, video on demand here on Twitch is done through subscribership. Long-term support through subscribership can be done using your Twitch Prime freebie channel, or for the cup, for the monthly cost of 1 cup of coffee, you can help support a starving streamer, starving artist, in fact. We've got more coming up. The more support, the faster the content's going to come. As much as I would love to be able to work on this 24/7, which I practically do at this point, more needs to be done, and that I am capable of doing at this point in time due to the financial constraints of surviving. So, support through sharing the channel to those who would be interested in watching and enjoying me doing whoosh, 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 and all my other silliness here. Watching me play video games badly. But yeah, subscribe, like, share, get the word out that I am here, that this channel is here, and we're just wanting to live life, have fun, build a community that is a non-toxic, positive community that we can work and grow together to be better people, better artists, better gamers, just better people in general. So, I'm trying to think, see if I can remember if I've forgotten anything. Well, there is this fun little thing called Murphy's Draw that I keep ambiguously mentioning. More information will be coming along on that down the pipe. However, at this point in time, I can only tease. But should you wish to have more information sooner, the more support the channel gets, the faster we can produce content, and also upper tier subscribers have greater access to the behind the scenes of what's going on here at Unbridled Vision. So Membership has its perks. Subscribership definitely has its benefits. We do have our own private Discord channel for subscribers. So it's a place for fans and can sit and chat and basically be a safe space. So something to think about. But down the road, we hope to expand and not only our content, a variety of content, but also the days in which we broadcast. Right now, I'm limited to one, so I'm making the best bang for my buck as far as what this channel is capable of producing. But again, more is always appreciated. And I'm always looking to give back whenever possible. So this, Unbridled Vision is definitely a we thing. It's not a me. It's a community. It's what I affectionately call being a visionaire. It's something I take seriously and I take to heart. So. Everybody be cool out there. Take care of each other. And do what you can to be safe. And if you can't be safe, be smart. So, on that note, till the next time, have fun arting and fun living. Good night, everybody.